Bum, bum, bum. No. Hey, my bad. I left that at your crib, by the way.
Oh, I don't care. It was in my car.
Okay.
Talking Normies.
I feel like I'm wearing
Hey,
t-shirts.
yo.
What up?
We have a lot of shirts over there. What up, y'all? It's the Normies with the Talking Normies podcast, a podcast about talking nerds. Honestly, let's be for real. Are any of us really nerdy?
I feel like y'all pretty nerdy over here.
I'm super nerdy, yeah.
Okay, bad. I just get
I
worried.
feel like I'm a nerd too.
Yeah, it feels like, we don't play enough D&D. I think Mickey might be the biggest nerd here.
Actually,
I
I'm
missed that.
about to start a campaign with my boy Puvy on D&D this weekend, I think, hopefully.
I saw him talking about that. I didn't get to hop on that, though.
Oh, there's still a chance for you to create a character if you want and get in on
no
it.
idea
For real?
how the game works.
You want to get on it?
Kind of do, yeah.
We do need a fourth.
What time? Well, anyway, we'll talk
It'll be on
about that later.
Sundays.
Anyway, check it out, y'all. It's the Funk Soul Brother, Chris Johnson. How are you doing? Names.
Chris Johnson, I'm Brown Pat.
What up? I'm Spotty.
Hey, it's Mickey. What up?
Weekend catch up. What y'all boys been up to, man? Y'all been doing some fun shit. Y'all been wilding out.
Wilding out. This my weekend was fun. I got to watch Lily.
Spencer's dog.
Yeah, Spencer's
Nice.
dog. It kept me young, you know. I was kind of spoiled with cat. I mean, Spencer's dog is amazing. Like, she's great. She's like, she keeps to herself. But like, I have to force feed her. Like, you know, like I have to wash her. Like, she won't eat if I'm not like right there.
You gotta hang out with her.
Yeah, and like, you know, otherwise she's just not gonna eat. Those little things, you know. And but it was like having like, even though she's older, but it's like having a puppy again. So it was nice, and like she's the only one. Like I try to make Cash jealous so much. Like I would like, because Cash would never like when I'm like watching TV or things. She would never come and cuddle up with you or anything like that. She's just gonna go do her own thing or mind her own business. But when Lily is there, man, she's such a cutie. She just comes up to you, flops out on the couch, and I'll be like, Cash, you see, this was a good dog is. This is what a good dog is.
Oh my god.
Isn't she, isn't Lily the oldest of the dogs?
Yeah,
Is that
she
what you-
is.
Yeah.
She is. She's awesome. Yeah, she was. I was scared because she was very skittish, but she was amazing. Like I was more afraid for her.
Oh yeah. Shout outs. Just want to let everybody know we got the chat pulled up. Prime Shinobi, Brack Deer, Watchdog. We see you guys out in the chat.
What it do?
Saiyan Angel, Chris. That's just a little Brianna's here. Just shouts out to y'all. We see you guys. I want to let you know chat's up and we're doing a little talk. So you know that's it. I'm not ignoring y'all. I'm paying proper attention. Weekend catch. Oh, I'm glad you got to hang out with a little cute tiny chippy pup.
And I got my workouts and I had a real. I'm going to brag about this because I was injured, but I had a really good leg day, and I was so happy because like I may not be able to push the same weight that I was pushing, but the endurance was there.
Nice.
I was happy. I was still doing like the same amount of sets, the same amount of reps. So now I just need to get that weight up. But man, I'm coming back, boy.
You're
Good.
back.
That's good, man. You're getting in there.
Have you had to like adjust your moves? Like I knew this person that like injured their back during like deadlifts,
Yeah.
or something like that. So now they do sumo squats instead.
So
like,
that sumo squats is good. That's good, and people should do sumo squats if they have like back issues because like it limits the like how far down you need to go, and you use more of your like quads. I personally don't like sumo squats because I want to focus more on my hamstrings and my ass. So like sumo squats will get you there, but you won't get. You have better results by doing a conventional. But I did adjust my a little bit because I was watching some videos and. I still have pain on the inside of my knee, and like that the MCL is still not as strong. So I also have a flat foot. So now when I really have to focus is to grip the ground. And it's like when we walk or when we stand, we really don't think about gripping the ground with our feet, but gripping the ground is what gives you stability.
Okay.
I never knew that.
Shit, y'all better listen to Pat and grip that ground with your toes. Real quick, and this will be the last one I do before we get going. Shout outs, Just Bricking, Usura, Night for Gold, Katie, Ik Thif Par Chudy 66, Peach Blonde, first time chatter, shouts out. And that's it.
Hey, come
All
on.
right.
Hey,
and then
what
also Kung Fu Knight, shouts out. Good to see you here, brother.
Hey,
All right.
what up, CJ?
No more shout outs now, but I've tried to shout out everybody.
I thought it was liketh parturi.
It is hot over here.
No,
I might
no,
need
yeah.
to leave, man.
All right, so Spidey, what'd you do this
Oh
weekend?
yeah, we can catch up. And so we went to go see the Book of Mormon last weekend.
Yeah.
Which is one of the funniest plays I've seen in a long time. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it, but
Yes.
it's hilarious. It's
Dude,
really
it's one of the best. And were there actual Mormons outside capitalizing?
no,
Really?
no, well, not. I don't think so. Like it was all
So it's a parody.
because it's traveling. Yeah,
It
Yeah.
is. It's by the South Park creators. They wrote
Oh.
it. Yeah.
and it makes sense because there was a lot more cussing than I thought.
They're,
They got that song about only doing it in the holy hole, right? You can't do it there.
I was
God
waiting for
doesn't
that
know
one,
you in
but
the
I
back door.
didn't get to hear that. I think we got there a little bit late.
well, like
they had a lot of good songs though.
when we went to go see it, like outside, they were like actual Mormons, like pushing Mormonism, which like I was like respect. They're kind of
do your thing.
they're leaning into it. Whereas like maybe if there were. Because obviously they're kind of making fun of things a little bit. So
A lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of it. You think people would be out there with like picket signs, but it was cool to see them kind of leaning into it and be like, "Yeah, we're here. Here's what we're about." I was like, okay, I could respect that.
Apparently, yeah, it's there's former Mormons on the actual like cast and all that. So
Nice, yeah.
and it's great acting. Like it's
I think the Mormon religion is ripe for satire
Oh, yeah.
based off of how it was started and how like recent and new it is and how wonky it is.
yeah. I'd like to do a book of Jehovah's Witnesses because I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, honestly, satire all religions.
Yeah.
I remember I knew this girl. She was a Mormon in college, and she was telling me about the mark of Cain. And I was like, okay. She was like, yeah, black people are black because they have the mark of Cain. I was like, you mean Cain that like killed his brother Abel? She's like, yeah, like it's, in the Bible it says all of his people will be marked with like a curse or whatever, and they'll have to walk around, and so that's why you guys are black. And I was like, oh, that's in your religion? She's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, so I'll fuck with you or your religion.
So you're saying, well, wow, okay.
Like part of their whole thing is like part of in the book, it's like you gotta like you gotta convert these people.
You should
like
have
if you
had her-
convert someone hard enough, like they'll become light
So
skinned.
what happens if someone is brown? Now they like committed half a murder?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you got half the market.
You thought about it.
You thought about it really hard. You just fumbled the bag.
That's all it takes.
I went furniture shopping.
Ooh, did you
And-
get anything good?
Yeah, I got a dining room table.
Oh, his dining table's.
It's
Hold on,
pretty
better
sweet.
than your one that with the sand and the ball.
That cost
Yeah,
$1 billion.
It's pretty sweet. Yeah, my mommy bought it for me. But you know what? When I went there, man, it just. First of all, it's just so sad to see the state that retail stores are in. Like, the things are really dying. And I know that sales associates that work on commission, they gotta make their money. But man, as soon as you walk in the door, you're just like surrounded. And I'm like, that makes me not want to shop here. I like to just. I'll come find you. I don't know what I want yet. I'm here to
Yeah.
window shop. Don't be right up in my face within 5 seconds of walking in.
Yeah, I don't like to be sold things.
Yeah, well, they're not really trying to sell you anything. They just want to be the first one to talk to you because,
Dog attack.
You keep going. I'm gonna get this giant wolf out of here.
we got a husky in the house today.
You fat bastard! What are you doing?
But yeah, I mean, they want to be the first one to talk to you because once you do make up your mind, they want to get that commission, which I respect. They gotta do that, but it's also kind of annoying, Like, pick your moment, Don't come like right in my face right as soon as I walk in. But no, it was fun. Me and my mom went shopping. We kind of just hung out, and then I'm pretty much. Oh, and I moved Obed in, so he's here on this side of town now. So I pretty much.
R.I.P. to the homie.
Pretty much fully moved in now, and yeah, dude, we're just.
Does you like his new place?
Yeah,
That's good.
We're chilling, dude. We're chilling. I'm cooking breakfast again.
What?
Yeah,
What you make?
I make a mean egg
An egg.
Singular.
and buttered toast.
No.
Oh, the dog. Yeah, I must have butter toast. I've been learning how to make my own bread lately, which is
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
definitely can't stop now.
What kind of bread you been making?
Mainly artisan. We made some focaccia the other day.
A nice little focaccia.
Yeah, I made a pizza dough. Made some pizza the other day.
Nice, hell yeah. Telling you, bro, bacon bros, we out here.
Wait. So school me on this real quick. But there's so many different types of bread.
Yeah.
But they all start out as dough. So how do you?
Yeah,
how,
Different types of dough.
how do you?
Different types of dough. Some doughs you don't add any like dairy to. Some you don't add anything like wet to. Some are just like dry doughs.
You ever made sourdough?
Sourdough, I hear, is actually kind of hard because it's really hard to get a good sourdough starter.
I wonder how long it takes too. I don't know.
That's my favorite type of bread right there.
Sourdough is fire.
I'm actually gonna be making probably this week. I'm gonna be making some kaneliki, which is like it's not a bread. It's a dumpling, but it pretty much is a bread. So a dumpling is pretty much just bread you boil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We made pasta the other day. We made our own like pasta. Made some noodles.
Hell yeah.
Ravioli might be next.
Hot diggity.
So how long does it take you to make bread?
You gotta let it proof for a few hours. So I mean, like total, you can get it done in about like 6, 7, 8 hours.
But it's one of those things where, like, if you make the dough in the morning, you let it proof throughout the workday, and you come home, throw that bitch in the oven. It's in the oven
30
until
minutes.
it's nice and golden brown, and then you're good to go.
And then one more other quick question. So when you bake bread, because I know at the stores when they bake bread, they put some extra stuff so like the bread lasts for like another couple weeks, like at least 2 weeks. Like with this fresh bread, do you have to eat that fresh bread the night of, the day of, or can you like let it like? Because I would like to have it for my breakfast. You know?
Just put it in the fridge.
Yeah, you should leave it in the fridge.
You don't put bread in the
lasts
fridge?
for a while.
Yeah.
You can cover it.
Doesn't bread make the go moist and make it go back?
You
No.
put stuff in the fridge to preserve it without having to like add preservatives.
Yeah, preservatives, man, ain't no bueno.
I put my
If you go to if you pick up bread in the other parts of the world. Like, American bread is a joke, bro. Like, I used to think Wonder Bread was like the shit. I was like, Wonder Bread's great.
Yeah.
I grew up on that shit. And then you go around the world and get real bread, and you're like, trash.
Yeah.
We've been fed. It's trash. Your bread should not last this long. This is fucked.
Most
It's fucked
people,
up and down.
most people come to this country and they think all our bread is dessert because
Straight up.
there's so much sugar in it.
That's why I don't like our bread either.
Dude, I used to love Pizza Hut until I stopped having it for a few years, and then I went back to it, and I was
It's
like, "What the
sweet as
what
fuck.
is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
It's the
disgusting.
dough is sweet and the sauce is sweet. I don't like that.
So sweet that you can like literally taste the sugar. I'm like, this is a pizza. What are we doing? Like,
What the fuck are we doing out here?
it's bad.
Weekend catch up for your boy.
Yeah.
Nothing.
What?
The 2 weekends in a row.
I have a new baby. I have to do bus stuff all weekend.
That's a weekend catch
Okay,
up.
well, yeah, that's doing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what did Schoolisha do this week?
Yeah, what's
Schoolisha. We had a little trip up in Zionsville with like a nice ladies club. Honestly, people in Zionsville are balling out. And
Oh, yeah, they are.
And this lady who kind of set everything up, she was like, "Yeah, we just got like all the moms of the neighborhood together." She's like a low key like a mom influencer,
Yo.
momfluencer. And then we got somebody who wanted to use the bus on Wednesday, like in the middle of the night, and so we took it out there. And she was like, we took it out to what's that town on the other side of Brownsburg?
Night.
Yeah.
Lightskinsburg.
Yep, that's quite it.
Martinsville?
No. Did you? It's
Mechanicsburg.
It starts with a P. Pittsburgh. We went
Oh,
out to Pittsburgh.
I keep getting calls from Pittsburgh.
We went out to Pittsburgh to let them use the bus, and a girl out there was like, "Yeah, Becca told me about this," and I was like, "Damn, bro, Becca got reach out here from Zionsville to Pittsburgh. That's
Damn.
them's 2 different complete cities that are not close to each other at all."
Look at that. Word of mouth.
So
Chris, you out here doing
Yeah, look at
shit.
y'all. Y'all out
You
here.
about to be a millionaire off this bus,
You
bro.
gotta be famous.
soon. So
Next, you
uh,
gotta buy a mega bus. You gotta buy
But
the
wait,
mega
why-
bus and take it out.
You
Whole
can't-
upstairs sauna.
You can't just peruse by middle of the night. What? Why?
so like they were just like it was the middle of the night. Remember it was the day that it snowed really bad, and at like 2 p.m. they were like, "Hey, can you bring the bus here for a 7 to 9?"
And you drove?
And I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah, fuck.
Hey, you guys should take the bus down to Brown County.
We got issues on the engine, so I'll be trying not to take it anywhere unless I know for sure people are going to be there.
Okay.
But yeah, I do want to. It's not bad driving it. The only downside was this is driving on the way back because the stove was still hot and it was so cold and snowy outside. I was just driving and like wiping off the window with a squeegee the whole time.
Oh, no.
And I was like, all right, well, this is terrifying, but
Bro.
figured it out.
How do we fix that? You gotta put a fan on the windshield?
I need to figure out a way to keep the back door closed while I'm driving, but the black door is glass, and I don't want to have it like closed while we're driving somewhere to break.
Oh.
But I'm gonna wrap it. I'm gonna figure some shit for it so that I can close it so that way. But then also means the bus isn't hot, so I'm driving in this big cold bus. Anyway, listen, this weekend What am I doing? I'm gonna do something fun and wild this weekend. And I also went to a show last weekend at White Rabbit.
Nice.
And my buddy's band was playing. I went to go check that out.
They go hard over there.
Oh yeah, and he was like, he was like, how'd you get here? I was like, I took the bus. Like I just literally had the bus like right around the corner, and it was a really good concert. And I hadn't seen a bunch of them people in a while, so that felt good.
Nice.
Well, before we get to the next segment, here's a shout out. Guys, I noticed you notice our cool jerseys. Check these boys out. Custom made joints right here. You know, Pat's over here repping. Pat is going to talk about his last because that'll be a good segue. So you got to talk about yours last. Okay, everybody else go though. Tell them why you nice.
Mine is out, you know what I mean? I got the nice little blue and the yellow Normies colored. Got the logo on the back. I'm not gonna get up and show
Embroidered.
Embroidered.
Embroidered, gang.
On. Not screen painted. It's just on.
It says 07 because I didn't think about the year I graduated. I thought about my favorite number because I'm that gangster with it.
Nice. You out here with the Milwaukee Bucks?
No, buddy. This is for me. I was going for like
Bulls.
vintage Bulls.
Yeah,
let's go look.
That's not vintage Bulls. I'm sorry. That's
Kind of
Milwaukee
this faded
Bucks.
right here. I was into it. All right. I wanted to have that Bulls throwback joint because I always wanted one when I was younger. Anyway, and couldn't afford it. It says New Sense 88 on it. Now here's where I messed up. Is that I should have put Normies on the back. I should have put New Sense right here with the 88 down here. But instead on the back it says Nuisance 88 and 88 again. But I don't give a shit. Still hard.
The name's always on the back though.
Yeah, name's always on the back.
I don't know. But now it looks like Normie's 88. No, yeah, though. So that's it. If you guys head over to them and you want to support the Normies, but you want to support us directly and you want a cool jersey that you get to custom make, think about this. You make custom jerseys for your wedding, you and your wife. You make custom jerseys because you and the boys got D&D night going on. Custom jerseys.
Bachelor party, bachelorette party. Come
Custom
on,
jerseys.
Gang.
And guess what? Every time you make a custom jersey, you get $25 off.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
And I'm telling
Using
you,
code.
Using the Normies code, baby.
and
Just
these are
the Normies.
super quality.
They're actually hella quality.
We don't usually gush about our sponsorships like this, but this shit was like impressive. I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
You know, I'm buying more for sure.
I think I've been wearing this every other day in the office. Every time I'm in the office, when
It's the nicest thing Pat owns.
Yeah, it's literally the nicest thing I own. Like, the stitching and the feel, the felt is amazing.
and the level of customization too.
Yeah.
You can do pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
anything.
So, Pat, why did you go for purple and orange?
Because I love the Lakers, and I recently did a Kobe essay to show how much I love Kobe.
I've heard that was amazing.
It was 2 years in the making when when Kobe passed away. I'll just tell a quick story of how I found out how he died. Some of you already know because I told about the story on Patreon. So when I found out how Kobe died, I was at my brother's house in Akron, Ohio, with him and Nucky. We were celebrating both of their birthdays because both of them shared the same birthday on the same day, which is
That's tight.
yeah. So
Easy.
it's easy gifting for me. So we were there at his house, and we're celebrating his birthday. And I get a text from my little nephew, and he hardly knows about basketball or anything like that, but he knows I'm a huge Kobe fan. So he texts me this message, just like, I'm sorry, Pat. And that's all I get. And I'm like, what? I'm sorry, Pat, about Kobe. I'm sorry. That's what he says. I'm sorry, Pat, about Kobe. And like, this is the same time where I'm thinking like Kobe's doing other things. Like something like, just like maybe he didn't get the book deal or something, like nothing like death related,
Yeah.
it was something else happened, like TMZ crap. So I go on Twitter. I'm like looking up Kobe, and next thing, headline after headline after headline. Kobe passed away. The helicopter crash. How many people died? It just hit you. Like it was all, and I didn't know how to feel because obviously I never met this guy. He's like, I never met him. I never got to talk to him or anything like that. So it's kind of hard to have emotions about somebody when you never had a moment with them, talk to them or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know how to feel. But I was feeling all these emotions. And like, I kid you not, within 20 to 30 minutes, I packed everything up in Bo's house and left. I just had to leave. And I left the house, and Bo was like, well, like they were like just out of shock, just me just leaving. And they're like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I just got to go. I'm just going to leave. And so and then like, as soon as I get in the car, it all just hits. Like, I'm just thinking about all the games that he played. I was watching highlights on YouTube while I was driving. It was probably not good, but I was watching
Not good.
I was watching his old highlights, watching his last game, just watching some old stuff, content on Kobe, and then just remembering. So that was my coping right there.
Did you cry?
Yeah, I cried. That was my coping right there. But I I guess it was kind of weird for me to feel that because I never met the guy and I never knew somebody like that.
I mean, he's one of your heroes, bro.
Big influence on people, you know.
Yeah, and like I guess it took me a while to think something like okay, people like that could have an impact on you. So, and that's the reason why I wanted to write an essay. It's like, well, I can't believe somebody like this I've never met had an impact on me like that. Because, like, I'll be honest, I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna cry a lot. But like, if I cried, that means a lot, you know. So, when he had an impact on me like that, I wanted to give back a tribute to him, and that was my way of giving back to him. And it was 2 years in the making, and a lot of it was doubts and anxiety why it was never released sooner was because I was afraid of what other people would think, because to me Kobe means a lot and I want to put him over other people like Jordan, and there's Jordan stands out there that are going to hate.
Well, I want to bring up the very first comment on this video from J-Dub, which is massive respect for Pat sharing an opinion that he knew would get him flamed. Big balls.
Nah, you should seriously go watch that video. You'll see a different side of Pat. You've never seen Pat like this before, I guarantee it.
Yeah, and like if people will watch the video, hopefully to the end, because I know it's a long video, you will understand why I did not make that comparison. I did not compare Kobe to Jordan. I made like we need to stop making these comparisons. It should be about just witnessing greatness as it is, and not making comparisons between the different eras. And again, as a fan, it's hard to make. It's hard not to make this comparison because like you want to think about what it would be like if like Kobe played against Will Chamberlain. Because like we are as fans want to think like that, but it's hard to do that because of different eras. But anyways, that is the reason why I did it. Not to say that Kobe's better than this person or Kobe's better than that person. It is me just to give back a tribute. And I'm hoping people see that, and hopefully my writing shows that, not the fact of me, because I did say Kobe's better than Jordan in certain aspects, but it's more for me to get you guys drawn into. Yeah, just
I think it was incredibly tragic, and even like it. I think he was impactful enough that even if you didn't watch sports or knew anything about that, like he still was impactful in people's lives in some way, shape, or form. Because like I was into sports during the Jordan era, so I'm pretty I've forgotten a lot of things now, but I'm more familiar with that. And I kind of fell out of sports by the time Kobe came around. So I kind of and from then on I haven't watched a lot of sports, but I know who he is. I know the whole like Mamba mentality. Like he had a bigger impact that went off the court.
Mm-hmm.
Like his impact transcended sports, and just the fact that his daughter was with, like, it's just super tragic, man. It's just like incredibly tragic. But yeah, I think it was a really, really well done essay. I'm glad you got over your anxiety and went through with it. Because recording essays is not easy, man. Like writing something and then performing it on camera is like two totally different beasts. And it's I'm glad that you went through the process, and it your passion definitely shows. It's a really, really good video. So I highly recommend it if you guys haven't seen it. Even if you're not a fan of sports, just like trust me, it's super entertaining. It's really well done.
Especially if you're a fan of the Normies, like Pat's bringing something that we don't usually get, which is tight. That is what we want to do. Give a hell what anybody says. People be like, I'll just do it. Nope. You can't make us. We'll do whatever we want.
Shout out to our editor, Evan, as well. He's man.
He gave me the confidence to, because I saw the other essays that he's done with y'all and like how he edited it. Like he's going to make you look good. My biggest fear was I'm not going to do Kobe justice. And he helped me get over that fear. So he is.
Shout outs to Evan. The homie's actually in the building today.
Yeah. Man, we got a great editing team, and it's really cool being at this point in our careers that we have like we don't have to edit our own videos, but like there's still that synergy of like being able to collaborate with people and share a vision and bring it to life together. It's
because while I do really appreciate a lot of the creators on the platform and other platforms that can be like, this is my singular vision from conception to like execution, I also really work well on teams and love the collaborative effort, because like your favorite movie, your favorite album is never one person. It's a group of people. You know what I mean? Like you can have a vision, you can carry it through, but when these other people help you to build it up and make it the way that it is, it's, you know what I mean? Like that's why they call them projects, and it comes out better. The one thing that humans do, I think, much better than we give ourselves credit for is working together. Like, motherfucker, you don't know how to build an airplane you don't know how to fly one, but like through the community that is the Earth, you can go to places that you'd never be able to go by yourself. And you see that same like with us in our small company, with the way we work and like with the video essays and stuff.
And I do struggle with that sometimes because I'm very married to my vision sometimes, and I feel like I can be a little bit uncompromising. But I've definitely had those moments where like, you know, I talked about it and then we brainstormed as a group. And then you're right, it became better because people said like, oh, do it this way or add this or add that. And it made me go, oh, shit, I didn't even think about that. You're right, that would make it better. So, yeah, I've been working on being more collaborative. But I tend to be a lone wolf on certain things. But the way we got things set up now, it's really cool. It's really cool. Yeah, go watch Pat's essay and go watch some of the other essays we've done too. I did one on Shenmue.
I did one on Money Heist.
Chris did one on Money Heist.
Marquetta did the Vikings one.
Marquetta did one on Vikings way back in the day. We just recently did an Avatar one. So if you guys aren't aware, we are delving into content other than reactions. It doesn't really pull the views, but I think we're doing it because we want to.
We enjoy doing it.
And
I also think they're good.
It's very satisfying. Yeah, it is good.
Like I would be.
good.
I think there's reasons to be critical, and this isn't me just. I can be critical of myself all day, but I really think you guys are doing good. I think Marquetta's Viking one was really good. I think if a video like any of the ones that we made would have dropped on Nerdwire or Nerdwriter or like any of those other video essay channels, I think they would have done really well there. It's just about the audience.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you guys don't know us for anything besides reactions because that's what we've been doing for like 7-8 years now. But if one of those videos comes up in your feed, give it a chance. I promise you, you'll see a side of us that you don't see on. Because in a reaction, it's very like in the moment. We don't have time to be analytical. It's just like whatever is in that moment comes out, and it's very hit or miss. You know, sometimes we're on it, sometimes we're not. But with video essays, like he said, he's been working on this for 2 years. So you see that passion and that patience and that like. There's just a lot more care to the product, and so, I think it's really, really fun to watch how everybody handles their own video essays.
Yeah, I think for me, we've done a lot, and I'm pretty sure you guys feel the same way. But like, we've done a lot of different creative things for this channel. We've done a lot of things, but I think a lot of us get the biggest gratification or self-gratification from the video essay. I may be wrong. I'm not saying that you may or not, but for me, I had the biggest self-gratification from doing. I did skits before. I've done stuff before, but this was the gratification I got from this was phenomenal because it was from the beginning to the end. And like I told you, that journey was, even though I didn't write for 2 years, like I wasn't writing this essay for 2 years. Like I had it written, like the essay was done within 2 months, but like sitting on it, thinking about it, just retweeting it, the whole journey was something I wouldn't take it for granted because like I learned a lot.
Yeah, because when you wrote, man, you came in, the first draft was like 15 pages.
Yeah, it was.
And it was like, hey, this is great, but we're gonna have to shorten this down a little bit. And you become a better writer too.
Yep.
One thing I really like about Evan, I hope he doesn't mind us shouting him out, but he's very like honest and professional with his criticism. And he's able to tell you like, this is a little wordy without being disrespectful about it. You know, like he's able to like make you better and be honest about it. Like what you don't want is a lot of yes men around you. That's like, oh yeah, no, perfect, great, right?
Yeah, you want to make your shit better.
Yeah,
and if you got to make it better, you got to be critical.
And I really appreciate Evan for that, to be like, this is a good sentence, but I think it's a little wordy. We can make it a little better. And he just it's that collaborative synergy. That is just, it's so fun. It's satisfying. We don't get a lot of views on the video essay, but we're going to keep doing them because I want people to notice, and hopefully it becomes a piece of content that is highly watched one day. It's going to take time, like anything else. Here's the way I see it. Reactions are super fun, and I'm not going to say it's like low effort because it's not. It's very difficult to watch a show and try to be entertaining at the same time and also not talk over dialogue and also try to remember everything that's happened in the show, and we're watching like 20, 30 shows. Like, we have to juggle a lot. But like, I see reactions as like a dessert. You know, it's just like, it's a quick, just tasty treat. But like a video essay is like a freaking
It's like an entree.
like a fillet,
course meal.
like a Wagyu steak. You know, like there's care and time and patience.
We're gonna have to
and
get
it's
Spider to
just-
write one now.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, what would I write one about? I
Oh,
don't know.
it's super fun. Write whatever you want, and we'll bring.
Write the Book of Mormon, but for Jehovah's Witnesses, right?
Oh, you
That
can
would
do
actually be a lot
Jehovah's
of fun.
Witnesses. You can do something about
man.
that.
So
Yeah, the cult. Let's talk about it.
honestly, you can relate it to Community too, because one of the main black characters in Community is a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
So check it. We were gonna talk about Rick and Morty, but I think we're just gonna talk about Starship Troopers and then maybe talk about Rick and Morty a bit at the end if we got time.
Sure.
So the movie. Welcome to the
Yes.
Normies Movie Club.
I have to disclose. I have brought shame on the podcast. I didn't finish the movie.
How far did you get?
Where's
in?
this done to?
Man, I got like halfway.
We did say we were gonna make a dunce hat. Hold on.
What's dust hat mean?
One second. I'm gonna
Do
grab one
it.
piece of paper and I'm gonna fold you up a dunce hat.
Okay,
while we-
okay, that's fair. That's fair. I think I watched enough of it to have like a surface level conversation, but I know obviously missing like most of the movie. There was so much I missed. I will go back and finish it.
We're gonna spoil it. For
Did you like it?
Yes, it's so, dude. As I was watching it, even the little bit I saw, like I just kept thinking, like, what happened to movies? Like, what happened?
That shit was
It's
good,
original,
man.
What
right?
happened to movies like this? Like, we used to be so much more creative back in
Dude.
the '90s and maybe even the early 2000s.
The
like,
graphics.
Yes.
It was 97. I was like,
97.
this is amazing.
This is good for
Saving-
97.
Yeah.
Saving Private Ryan was '98.
Also, I want to.
Jurassic Park was 96. I think.
Bro,
Are we allowed to talk about this movie right now? I'm sorry, I don't know if we stop pausing a second.
yeah.
Okay.
We can talk about like let's just the surface level like
Surface level. I want to say, like, this movie came in 97, 96.
Yeah.
Bro, this movie predicted a lot of fucking things. First, it predicted arena football. I cannot believe it. They came up with arena football back then. What they just showed you was arena football.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
So
The-
arena
the
football is
beginning
like
scene?
playing football inside and like shortening the field, and it's always just like one or two throws, and you're gonna get touchdown. It's high scoring game. They show like that is what's happening right now in the league. Like there's arena football just based off that. And then another thing I saw was Tesla. They're talking about like Tesla. Like, maybe
I thought they said something about
the
Tesla. I
is
gotta
like,
go back.
They
and
got
watch that
electric
again.
cars here now.
I don't know if they were talking about but yeah, I think it was something to do with their studies. Thank you. There's your ASMR for the day. There we go. Yeah.
Big old dunce hat.
Not even just the half of the movie I saw. I think I couldn't escape the thought of like, man, what happened to movies? Not to say that there aren't good movies still, but they're like, I feel like they're few and far between now.
So-
you know, like what happened to originality?
Before we get into that, I will say that this movie was a flop when it came out.
what? Really?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was.
So, and if you're
scary
talking
as
about movies, like movies, there still are films out there. We just saw The Whale. You got to go out and seek this shit. Like, these aren't the things that people are talking about. The only, like...
It's not in the mainstream anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, blockbusters have always been blockbusters. Like, people didn't look at Jaws as, like, a really good film when it came out as a blockbuster. You know what I mean? You got to get off the mainstream if you want to find some things that are good out there. I do still want to watch the Banshees of Inisherin or whatever the hell it was. Like, all
What
of those
is
things.
that
I'm
about?
curious.
It's about so it's Colin Farrell and the other dude who was in Bruges, and like
It's about their friendship.
those movies exist. You just have to go and find them. They're not going to be given to you. Starship Troopers you would have seen because there wouldn't have been a lot of movies out at the time, but it also flopped still. So,
Interesting. I'm
fun fact
surprised
about
by
this
that.
movie before we get into it is based off of a book written by Robert Heinlein. So it popularized Space Marines. It popularized power armor. Halo gets a lot from it. StarCraft gets a lot from it.
Yeah,
It's very
sir.
influential to sci-fi movies, and not just in the way that it inspires those things. Those outfits used in Starship Troopers have been used in so many other.
Yeah.
That same prop,
Yeah.
the helmet and everything, have just been used in so many other movies as well.
I even the book series I read recently, Shishin Liu's The Three Body Problem series. I saw a lot of influences in that too. I was like, dang, like it was ahead of its time. It felt very ahead of its
Yeah, it
time.
was.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about what you guys thought the movie was about. I just like tell me like, well, here's the question: who's the bad guy?
The bad guys are bugs.
Only good bugs, a dead bug.
Only good bug is a dead bug. You're right.
It's.
Well, what do we know about
I mean,
the
we're
bugs?
human, so we're made to root for the human side. But I'm wondering
Yeah.
why we're.
I do
on the
think
planet.
exactly. I think we probably fucked it up. I feel like what they predicted was what kind of happened, the aftermath of 9/11. We're not
This movie was also written while the Gulf War was happening.
the Gulf War. So like we're not, the way I take 9/11 was like the Taliban attacked us and now we're just seeking revenge. But by seeking revenge, we do the wrong things. We go to I think they went to every single planet, just kill every single bug and everything like that, but not going after the root cause. Like we were doing this.
So the question is why did the bugs attack?
Because we were like, I think the bug said that we were trying to fuck with the land so much or something like that. We weren't leaving.
It was there was a Mormon outpost that built its headquarters on a bug planet.
What does that mean?
They Mormons. There was a group of Mormons that went out into
like
space.
Mormons that we know Mormons.
Yeah,
Okay.
and they built a colony for themselves on a bug planet. They didn't know it was a bug planet when they did it, but they built a colony there anyway. Right, and so the bugs were like, "What are y'all doing in our territory? What the
That's
shit?"
fair.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Well,
Hold on. It's fair for who, Pat? For the bugs to be mad, or for the people to build on
The
land that
bugs to
isn't
be
there?
mad.
Yeah.
That is fair for the bugs to be mad.
And we
makes
follow
sense.
that up with So anyway, here's the first thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about that first scene in the movie where the teacher is in the classroom.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
You told me to rewatch it. Not
That was a good scene.
That scene kind of sets up the whole entire movie. They talk about the failure of democracy, how veterans took power.
And he was also talking about
power.
like, we're gonna focus on certain things, like kind of twisting.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of maybe a lot of military propaganda too.
Yep.
for sure.
And why? Well, I'm sorry, I don't want to side.
No. Yeah. And the one thing I do want to mention is a phrase that is used in there that kind of gives away the goat of what the movie's about. When he's like, violence is the supreme authority that all power is derived from.
Yeah.
Right. And you hear that and you're like, damn, that sounds ridiculous. And then you think about us, America as a whole, and how much we spend on our military. And the only violence we really approve of is state violence. I mean, fucking look at the police, but violence is the supreme authority that all power is derived from is a crazy fascistic statement.
It is.
And we borderline live by that.
Yeah.
And the movie starts you with that.
We have
America.
enough money in this country to fix everything. But
We do.
But we need
more bombs.
We need those
So
missiles.
I want, and I know we spent $2 trillion, $3 trillion on military
I'd have to look.
99% of our money.
and I think it's stupid. And if I was the president, we would take some of that money away and reallocate it everywhere else. But I'm trying to think on the logic that why are we doing this? And I think why we're doing this is because we are I hate to say it, man, but we don't like when something's different, we don't like things and different races and stuff like that. And eventually, bro, China and some these big power companies may be all right, we want to take the world. So then we do need to have a big military so we can stop that.
But our military is the biggest by so much.
But
China's catching up though.
the Chinese catching up, their navy's catching up. Obviously, their navy's not as close to us, but their navy's catching up in the several years. So
we've been spending more on our military than any other country, than all the other countries combined for decades.
Right, but-
so the thing is imagine you live next door to somebody who couldn't feed his family, but he had 10,000 guns, and then everyone else in the neighborhood only had 100 guns.
But
you'd be like, hey,
but that guy is going to be able to protect that person, and the threat comes.
But no. Here's the thing. Here's also the full circle of it. Is the people with few opportunities make a large part of the military because and this is what I was going for in the beginning of the movie is why do people join the military? And some people genuinely are I want to go serve, I want to go protect my country. And again, I'm not disrespecting our troops. It's gonna fall
just
off.
set your hat next to you. Hat fool.
Please don't misinterpret this as us talking shit about the troops. That's not what this is. But I think there is something to be said about it's not just one type of personality joining the military. There's a lot of different types of personality, okay? I knew a lot of kids in high school at one in particular that was very clearly unhinged, and he was totally I'm going to be in the Marines, I'm going to join the ROTC. So it's people join for different things, but the shower scene where the guy was why did you all join? You hear everybody saying their reasons, but not one of those reasons was I genuinely want to be here.
It was to become a politician, to have a baby, and to go to college.
Yeah, so
to go to college literally is going to hit hard because one of the reasons America doesn't have free colleges.
Yeah, I know people in my personal life that joined at least the National Guard in high school because they saw that bonus sign up and the money was flaunted in front of their eyes.
And then they get more for getting married, which is kind of wild.
Yeah, and it's just like the military does offer a lot of things, but it almost feels, I don't know, a little predatory.
So let's
sometimes.
stick to just the movie, and we'll let people draw their own conclusions.
Yeah.
But the shower scene is actually the reason why I watched the movie, because I remember on I Love the 90s, there was an episode where they were talking about Starship Troopers, and the only thing they said about in this episode of I Love the 90s on VH1, because I'm old, was there's a co-ed shower scene in this movie, and I was like, bet. And so I watched it, and I was like, oh, this movie's tight. They're blowing up shit and killing things. That's cool.
And I got to see boobs.
I'm like, oh yeah. And then like rewatching as an adult, and you're like, oh, this movie is just straight up. So some people watched it and were like, who put out this fascist movie for fascists? And other people watched it and was like, this is great satire of like fascists. And so the guy, Robert Heinlein, who wrote the book, this was, it said that he wrote the book to say that, hey, America, you are looking weak. These are the things you should do in order to be strong. Let the veterans run everything. Service guarantees you citizenship. So he wrote that into this book, which is some fascist shit. And then the movie was like, it was directed by Paul Verhoeven, same guy who did RoboCop, who grew up in the Netherlands during World War II. So he saw it and he was like, bet, I'm going to make an anti-fascist propaganda film. And so that's what he made. And so it's like a satire of that. And so this satire didn't hit super well, and some people saw it for what it actually wasn't. And to further that point, I'm going to share some pictures with you guys and with you guys. Just give me a second. I got to go click it over there.
Yeah, dude.
Click the button.
I even in my personal life, man, I was at a point where I was like, I think I'm gonna go join the military.
I was at the crossroads too,
and not because I wanted to, but because
money.
Not even for the money. I was honestly, I was lost in my life, and I literally didn't know what else to do. And I've just recently been diagnosed with ADHD, but it's affected me all my life, and I've been like a highly disorganized person. And instead of saying to myself like, hey, maybe there's something I need like medical intervention for, it was more like self-deprecating, like I'm this useless person and I can't be effective in society, so maybe I need to go to the military to get my shit together.
And see, but
get rolling on
you know.
But if you feel like you need to be in the military to be like an effective person, then I mean that's just.
But
those are the options that are given to you, shaped by the world that we live in.
But so that's what I mean by like predatory, because that's kind of what's advertised to you. You know.
And I want to talk about this scene here. It's when you see Doogie Howser. I think this is the second time you see him in the movie. I keep calling him Doogie Howser.
I can't believe it was in this movie.
If you check out his outfit here, it kind of gives away the goat. My guy is dressed up with the Hugo Boss, straight Nazi agenda shit right here, right? This is it, right? Yeah, he comes in and he is telling, like, he's the leader and he's doing this shit. Like, it's already showing you the emblem that they use for their flag is very close to the one of the Nazi emblems with an eagle on it holding some shit. So like the movie's doing these things on purpose, and like if you catch it, you catch it, right? But like you don't see those things because the movie's also very inclusive. Everyone's like,
because
Carver. We got young Carver in this bitch.
Young Carver.
Hey, look at him, boy.
Shout outs to the
love it. This is literally the only other picture I have. But like, so the movie's giving you those things. Right, it's like, oh, look, everything's all inclusive, all this and that. So you don't notice that, oh, yeah, but we're still expanding into spaces that we shouldn't be expanding to. The only way you can become a citizen, like if you want to vote, you have to be in the army. Right. And so
I didn't get that either.
That's well, I mean, that's also the movie like giving away like the whole thing. Like you need to earn your right to vote, right? But that's not democracy. I'm sorry.
But so the main character's dad, right? He comes from a rich family. How did his parents were also against this whole thing? I think they're against the whole the whole army military agenda. Yeah, they were against that. So how were they able to come up in society? Because I feel like you have to be like if we're living in this times, I feel like you have to be okay with what they're like.
See, that's the other like sweet spot to the movie that they give you is that you can quit the military whenever you want.
No, you can't. They said that you would be tarnished.
Yeah, but you can quit whenever you want. But Rico almost quit when he almost walked out after training, after he got somebody shot in training.
But for him, it's easy. For him, it's easy to quit because he has his family to fall back on.
But what I'm saying is that like you can quit the military, like you can't quit the American military whenever you want. Like this movie is giving you these like little sweet spots of like, oh look, his family's able to become rich and able to talk shit about the government, and they're fine, but they can't vote. Right? You can quit the military whenever you want, but you can't vote. And if you can't vote, then you have no power in society. And remember, the only way to get power in this society is by using violence effectively.
Damn. Full circle.
So it's also the other thing too is a possible speculation. Two things. So Johnny Rico in the book, I think he's Juan Rico, but in this book he's Johnny Rico. They call him Johnny in the book too, but he's blonde hair, blue eyed, chisel jawed Casper Van Dien, and looking like he's a part of the Aryan race, and he's out in Argentina. A lot of Nazis fled to Argentina after the war. So the movie's giving you that shit too. That's what I'm saying. It's one of those ones, like, I know, Pat, you came in this morning, I think you said, like, this movie isn't, like, it's only surface level. And, like, it can be read that way, but it also be read much worse. Even at the end, when they figure out the bugs have emotions, everyone's like, oh, bet. We can kill them even better.
Is that what they meant? I don't think that's what they meant. I felt that they were happy that the bug felt emotions of sadness because they want them to feel that sadness.
That's right, Soldier.
For all the people they killed.
No, bro. When they said, he didn't say sadness, he said it's scared.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, yeah.
They're happy because he's scared because how much, like, they want the dog, not the dog, they want that bug to feel scared so that humans could feel like, okay, the bug knows that it's doing something wrong.
Let's replace bugs and follow me here. Let's replace bugs with Middle Eastern people.
Wow, that's racist.
And the reason I say that is because what we see on the news is what we see on the news. We don't really know if they're... where I'm going with this is we invaded Iraq on weapons of mass destruction and essentially destroyed their country.
Did we find those weapons of mass destruction?
Over a cause that wasn't even there, and all of our troops have to follow orders. So... you join the military and then inadvertently you're made to do things that you may not agree with, but you have no choice but to follow these orders. And we can make those people look however we want to by the media. You know, mainstream media is all bought out. No matter what aisle you're on, Democrat, Republican, like they all have agendas. So like just replace bugs with like a different race. Like we can say these people over here are fucking evil. They're disgusting.
They gotta go.
They're nasty.
They're standing against our way of life.
Yeah.
I mean, if you put it that way, then it's like I could see how the movie's turning out. But these bugs were sucking people's brains out.
We are on their territory.
They weren't fucking with us till we fucked with them.
Yeah, we came to their planet. It was just like, hey,
but like there's a way to kill somebody humanely, but like to suck.
How would they kill anyone humanely when they're not humans?
Yeah, they do. They're gonna do it how they do it on their
How do you kill a bug? You squash on it. Would you kill a human by squashing it?
You could if you're big enough. I mean,
yeah. But so that's what I'm saying is like but also the movie gives you a lot of the teen romance stuff to kind of carry you through, right? Because they're like, oh, we're making a little blockbuster, and all those guys were either on like Beverly Hills 90210 or the other fucking, what was the other one? Beverly Hills 90210.
That was great. I love how they did all that.
Damn it! There's another show that some of the characters were on as well.
Baywatch.
Maybe something like that.
I don't know about Baywatch.
It
does.
Dawson's Creek.
I can't remember it exactly, so I'm gonna try to tell you. But yeah, something like that. So it's like, look at these young, like cool people. What are they gonna do? Mass crazy violence.
I want to join the military for a girl.
Bro, yeah, that's some dumb shit too.
She ain't even like him.
Melrose Place. Thank you.
I wanted to say something about the romance thing too. It's like, hey, it's cool dating in high school, but don't
go to the military for somebody like that.
No. Well, okay, yeah, of course, don't go to the military for somebody like that, but like don't make your future life plans around
your high school.
Yeah. Here's the thing: high school sweethearts exist. Some of them get married and live happily ever after.
Shout out to Big Spency.
But the thing is, after high school, after college, you can't. Don't chase the relationship. Chase what you personally want to do and try to fit the relationship into that. Like both people should talk about like, hey, this is what I want to do and this is what I want to do, and then talk about your relationship and be like, does it still fit? And if it doesn't, then you might have to have an honest conversation that either we gotta go our separate ways so that we both can pursue what we want to do.
So we can grow as peoples.
Or maybe we take a break, go do our thing, and maybe we can reconnect later in life. But like I think a lot of people will like move towns or like give up the school that they really want to go to so they can go to this lesser school that wasn't a part of their plan so they can be closer to this person, which most of these young relationships are probably not going to pan out. So don't like ruin the course of your life.
Yeah.
You are allowed to change as a person.
Which is a hard thing to say because while you're in that relationship, you love that person and it's a very strong emotion, but you need to be thinking long term, you know, and it's just, that was another thing. I'm like, this dude's a fucking fool. Like,
I thought he was a fool too. I was like, bro, why?
Like, she's clearly flirting with the other dude, and then he was like, say it just once, just to try it on for size, and she was like, I love you.
Yeah.
It felt, Yeah, I was like, bro, why are you doing this? And to go back to what you were saying, it's
Puppy
like
love.
puppy love, but like he already got what he wanted. He got the nookie at the end. So what, you know?
What do you guys think about the little propaganda movies?
The little commercials.
Yeah.
Those I like that. I like that about the '90s. Like the cop we watched.
Yeah.
the movies.
RoboCop.
I like how they did that. That was if that was their style in the '90s or doing movies. That was cool. Cause like
It more seemed like his style because he did that.
It's- yeah,
oh, he
it's
also did
him-
RoboCop?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fucking dope.
But like,
I like it.
you know, I mean, you know, they're literally it's just straight up propaganda that they're dropping in the movie when they're like giving the kids bullets and shit and gun training. There's a corporal punishment on, and you can watch it live. Would you like to know more?
It
Right, more at
expands.
6.
It expands the world in just really subtle ways, and yeah, man, I don't know what happened to movies. They're still
seems like
around. They're still around.
They're showing the, like,
I'm
the
surprised I like
military.
this movie.
Don't worry.
I was gonna ask
it was
that, like,
super
because
good.
you thought it was scary at first. So what?
I was
How do you think?
so wasn't there Starship Troopers too?
There's
there's like three more.
So okay, so
And they're
I
all
don't think
ass.
I don't think I've seen the first one. The first one, the one I saw with my friend a long time ago, and maybe in the second or third one, I just remember the opening scene is like they immediately get like the spaceship comes down, they immediately get attacked, and the whole brain sucking thing happens again, and that was that's why I didn't care for that whatever, but me actually watching it once I got desensitized from the bugs and actually just paid attention to the movie, I was like, there's some good messages in here. There's some messages that you guys said that I didn't see when I was watching it, like the for example, like I think the bug being scared was not to dehumanize the bug. I think it was just like we were like, okay, we're happy that the bug's actually feeling the same emotions as we are.
I mean,
that's how I took it as.
That society
I can
that they
see
paint, though, the way they bring violence against everything. I mean, that's literally they're on a genocide, bro.
But
they're
also-
not.
I know they're
the
on a
only
genocide.
end to this war is when there are no more
That's-
bugs exist.
I think it's a fair interpretation depending on the layer that you're watching the movie on. If we're watching it as a purely black and white, like good guy versus bad guy thing, then yeah, I think that's a fair interpretation. But that's the thing, man. Like, and to be fair, like, you know, me and Chris, we went to film school, so we've kind of known how to interpret certain things. So like, it's, you know, you're gonna get there. I promise you, you're gonna start to see things that you're like, oh damn, that's actually what they're.
But
We need to,
I have a question. Sorry to top you off.
Go ahead.
Does the way you guys see things, does that not ruin movies for you guys? For me, I watch movies and TVs and as escape and just as entertainment and to observe and take it in and just take it in. But when you guys want to go see, when you guys are watching films, you guys want to see all the layers and everything. Is it not taking the fun out, not just absolutely just observing it?
No, it makes
I do
it.
both.
We are observing.
I do both. I know exactly what you mean. Like, because there's some shows that I'll watch that like Bria can't watch with me just because she can't sit through the whole thing. Is like it's too deep or something like that. And I will just watch something and be like, I disagree with everything happening in this fucking movie, but it was still a good movie for just cinematic adventure. Like I wanted to go through that journey,
Yeah.
and watch it. Like you can go through the other layers later if you want to, kind of a deal.
I think it depends on the content. Like sometimes I do just want to watch something and not have to think about it too hard. But and I had a huge issue with this when I was kind of in my college and like I want to be a filmmaker. You know, like every piece of content that I consumed had to be an Oscar chaser. Like
Yeah.
it had to be like I was on some fucking bullshit of be like, oh, you guys watch those? Oh, you guys watch Fast and the Furious? You guys don't even. It was hard for me to just enjoy a movie for what it was because I was being so pretentious about it, and I've become a lot less jaded, and I can enjoy a movie for just what it is. I think it just depends on the piece of content. But like, look, man, if you're watching a movie like Interstellar or like Inception, that's not a surface level experience. Like
Yeah.
you're gonna come out with something, you know.
And the reason why I
but if
picked
you're
these-
watching Fast and the Furious 10, hey, I'm grabbing the popcorn and I'm shutting my mind off, you know.
There's
Like
gonna be something stupid that happened with the car flying off a mountain attached to a rope shooting
And
into space. Or
there's a
something.
time and
So
place
like
for
there's
everything.
there's two things here. I picked two movies that seem like I did this on purpose. I picked these two movies. Don't worry, next movie's gonna be pretty easy and fun.
Full
I picked
Metal
two
Jacket.
movies that are like they seem like they're surface level movies. That's the point, right? That's how I wanted to start this whole entire thing. It was because you watched a movie that seems like a surface level movie, which is it was American Psycho, which isn't. And like, I like that idea, right? But that's not going to be all the movies that are here. Some of them are going to be watching. We're just going to talk about it because I like these movies. And don't worry, we will be also taking other movie suggestions. I got plenty of other things going on too. It's just that Black History Month's coming up, so I want to make this the next suggestion. I'm going to talk with Spidey about making some more for the movies we're watching. But like, not just surface, like some of them will be, but I'm just saying like, I don't watch everything with a critical mind, right? The first time I watched this movie was because it had titties in it.
Okay, so so when the first time you watched this movie, you also thought the bugs were the bad guys. And
Yeah, man. I thought we were watching a fuck. Yeah, bro.
Genocide and everything.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Same.
Space
All right,
movie.
bet. All right,
And
cool.
you know, I feel like that. And then when someone's like, "Oh, this movie's actually like the whole entire planet is fascist, bro. Like we're becoming the Empire.
Yeah.
We're literally becoming Darth Vader in this movie." And I'm like, "Well, I didn't see it that way." And you go back and rewatch, and you're like, "Holy fuck, I didn't." You know what I mean? Like when it hits you that second time,
Yeah.
and you're just like,
It's like
shit.
He did all this and he just becomes the lieutenant.
it's like listening to music. The more you listen to it, the more you catch. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't. Ooh, that was a good bar.
Yeah.
Like it's like
So you guys are not catching this on the first time.
hell no.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you
because
don't-
I'm not catching. I'm like, what the fuck? How am I watching this wrong?
No, man.
No.
That's exactly like a lot of it. All right, so there's this girl who I watch, this woman, this lady. Her name's Lindsay Ellis. She has done a critical analysis of all of the Transformers movies. And it's great because the Transformers movies are not meant to be watched like that. So you can get a lot of entertainment by imagine, you know, a two Chainz song, birthday, all I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. Yeah. Let's say we listen to that song and we deconstruct what does he mean by that, right? When I die, bury me in a booty club, and like we take that apart and like there's entertainment in it, you know what I mean?
it's like somebody comes out and says that song is actually about the duality of man.
Yeah. And it'd be like if you brought a cheeseburger in and we took this cheeseburger and was like Iron Chef the fuck out of it, you know what I mean? Like
Okay, so I didn't finish watching the movie. Would it be a fair comparison to say that it was kind of like a sci-fi Full Metal Jacket?
I can see that.
Oh yeah, I think the satire hits. It's
Not
like
not the satire, but kind of like the
style. Yeah.
Yeah,
100%.
like kind of, you know, like Full Metal Jacket. Like we followed them from basic training all the way to the shit. You know? Yeah.
And that is pretty much it. That is that's if you were gonna say it's Full Metal Jacket meets fucking sci-fi. And
I've
like,
never seen Full Metal Jacket.
oh, we'll save that one for later.
That's a heavy one.
That's some work.
Bractier, you're absolutely right. The Lindsay Ellis series about. There's also I watched. This is a great one too that I'm just gonna tell you guys about. It's this dude who does a breakdown of Fast and the Furious 2 and how it's about a bisexual love triangle. And I was like, no, the fuck it's not. And then I watched this video and I was like, okay, if you want to see it that way, sure thing. And it's kind of hilarious.
I mean, there's no way not to. All the Tyrese and Paul Walker, I could see that.
I think Tyrese, like one of them says, like, I'm going to eat your ass or something like that. And it's like, oh, what? And it's like, well, maybe, you know, they misread this line or they wanted it to sound, or like, I'm going to have your ass or something like that. And it was like, or maybe, just look at it this way. And it's so like, I don't know. It's fun to do. I think it's fun to do. Here's our next suggestion for our next movie club. For the next movie we're going to watch, and we'll talk about Rick and Morty a little bit.
Rick and Morty. All right.
So the next movie is Set It Off.
What is it
Nice.
called?
Yeah.
Set It Off. Have you seen Set It Off?
I think you're gonna love Set It Off. You love a good heist.
Yep.
Oh, I like heist
Oh,
movies.
hell,
yeah,
it's a
no.
heist movie?
I'm down.
So,
You know, one of the best heist movies is
Italian
simply
Job.
just called The Heist.
No,
Just
you're
to-
actually about to watch one of the best heist movies.
just to set it up,
fuck
Set It Off.
yeah.
can we get the main?
Yeah, I'm
main
just gonna read you the
actresses?
cast. I'm just gonna read you. Don't
Yeah.
look. Don't look.
Oh, no. Oh!
Yeah.
The
All-star
cast is Queen Latifah, Vivica A. Fox, Jada Pinkett Smith. Let's go.
These two
yeah.
are my
Let's go.
childhood crushes.
Let's
Like,
go.
Set it off. I haven't heard of this one.
Yeah, well, I'll
this
tell
is
you why I
from-
haven't
this is
heard of
from
it.
Back when I was still afraid of Queen Latifah.
Right?
Because like,
Is this during her peak?
Yeah, you didn't hear about it because you didn't have any black aunties. That's your problem. If you had
before
black
you know
aunties,
that's
you would have
why,
seen
like,
it.
it's more on some gangster shit back when
I'm
she
down
would
for
beat your
that
ass over it.
movie.
Vivica A.
Vivica Fox
Fox
is so fine.
Yep.
She's married to this Laker, Rick Fox.
Rick Fox, old Rick Fox, yes.
And dude, she and Queen
know where she's
Latifah
from?
were my crushes, man.
Do you know where she's from?
Vivica Fox?
Yeah.
No.
Here.
Indiana?
Yeah, she went to Arlington.
Indianapolis,
What?
son.
Yeah.
Straight Hoosier gang,
Are
baby.
you telling me that I may have a chance to meet Vivica Fox?
If she comes home for
Hey.
for Thanksgiving and you're around, yeah.
Babyface went to my middle school.
Show
What?
that.
Babyface is from
Babyface
here.
is from here.
Yeah,
Michael Jackson is from here.
I know Michael Jackson's from here.
Yeah.
I know Larry Bird's from here.
Larry Bird.
Prince is from Edinburgh.
But Prince, the Prince,
I'm
no,
playing.
No. We do have what's his name? Oh boy from Friday 2.
Oh, Mike
Mike
Epps.
Epps.
Yeah,
Mike
Mike
Epps.
Epps.
I know Mike Epps.
Dude,
Damn.
Mike Epps is like a silent hero for Indiana. He does so much.
Bro, yeah, you do.
He does so much work here that you don't even hear or see, and he's very invested in the real estate game. Me and P-Dub went to this fucking juice shop. We were just kind of grabbing some food, and then we walk out, and this car drives by, and P-Dub's like, yo, that's Mike Epps.
Yeah.
And we just did this like thing, and yeah, dude, Mike Epps is just rolling around. Like he's here,
Just like a casual dude.
he is here a lot, and he does a lot in Indiana, and you wouldn't know about it. You don't hear about it because he doesn't. He's not being flashy about it. He's just helping out.
He doesn't want to make sure the presses are there when he does things. You know,
and that's fucking dope.
Yep.
I high respect for that.
Nice. So
James Conner. Why are you looking at him?
because Chris Hauser says he knows James Conner.
James Conner's from Indiana.
No, I don't know. I'm just telling you what Chris said.
Because I know who James Conner is.
So last little topic. Oh, movie club. Watch Set It Off. Also, you goobers, quit waiting to the day before. Don't watch the movie on Thursday.
No, can I tell you why I watched on Thursday?
Fucking
Because
goofy.
it's more fresh in my head, so I can talk about it better.
You can simmer on it too, but okay, fair enough. I'll give it to Pat. Pat's able to, or I'll give it to everyone except for the dunce today. Sorry, Mickey.
Dun, 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 dun.
I tried to cram for the test and it failed. You know, it's a high risk, high reward.
You got to see. I would give you a C.
Can I make a hot take on this movie real quick
Yeah.
before we end it? I like the main character. He is. I was actually
Johnny
rooting
Rico.
Johnny Rico. I was rooting for him. I wanted him to succeed. I just wish they could have picked a better person.
Yeah.
Like he's a good actor in his own right, but maybe that character did not fit him. Hey, Johnny Rico, come on, come on.
But no, I'm sorry.
If I'm correct, Rico is like a brown person's name.
But he lives in Buenos Aires
Yeah, he was from.
before it gets destroyed.
Well,
that makes sense then.
well, here's the thing, Pat, and I'm trying to think of a movie example here, but maybe it's not always the goal to have the protagonist be a likable person.
Maybe he's supposed to be the bad guy.
But is he the bad guy in this movie? Because I think he was supposed to be like the...
Man, think about how he goes from being this like sunny disposition. Oh, hum-da-dum. Life is good. I got this girlfriend a little bit like, you guys want to live forever? You fucking monkey. Like, bro, he becomes a stone, a brick. He becomes an efficient murdering, killing machine.
Yeah.
But that's who he was in the day. Like,
Nah, man, he lost his humanity, bro.
Sometimes you're not supposed to like the main character.
Because I feel like... he was the American
Walter
hero.
White
He was pretty much the American hero.
Walter White in the later seasons?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Also, like, just think. So we've already decided that the bugs are the victims here because they're getting genocided because people moved into their territory and didn't talk about them. We don't understand them. We just now learned that they have the capability of emotions after murdering them as much. And Rico is the fucking face of that. To them, he is a demon.
Yeah.
I guess.
We need to watch Ender's
But
Man.
yeah,
He's right.
Yeah,
Ass
I
goes
have
Ender's
one more question then, since you just brought that up.
And then I want to cap it off with one last thing about the movie. But please, everybody else, feel free to add something too.
Yeah. So and this is a hypothetical. Well, let's say we right now in our time, there's another bug planet out there and all that stuff, right? And we don't know about it. They don't know about us, but somehow we collide. All right, they come here. We collide, and we do exact same thing that happened in this movie. Okay? And what happened? We, the Mormons or some other group, accidentally landed onto another planet, and we didn't know about it because we didn't have no education, nothing on it. So we landed on a planet. Now they're shitty. Now it was an accident. It was. I don't know how it was portrayed.
It was an accident because we were ignorant because we didn't do the research on the planet before we landed there, which kind of seems like we're dummies.
Sounds
For
real
real?
weird.
Well,
Sounds real weird that we
because,
would just
like,
not research a planet and just build
Because
something there.
if you're
too.
going out in a galaxy, how are you supposed to research everything? And
you do.
I have actually he's
Because, like, let's say you're out of fuel or something, you're out of like whatever, you need to stop at a planet. How are you going to research? Like, they just stop.
Well,
if
here's
they
the
were
thing,
out of
here's
fuel,
the-
how are they shuttling supplies?
I have a real world parallel here. First of all, I agree with Pat that it's not always possible to have done your research, but the real world example is what happened when Columbus discovered India?
Yeah.
There you go.
Like United States or India? Because I didn't know he
United
discovered
States. He
India.
didn't.
Well,
discover India.
but
He
thought it was India.
He was
Okay.
looking for India. He landed in America and he was like, nah, it's India.
Yep. Call it the West Indies, he did. And then, but what happened to the people living here? Where they at?
They were then called savages.
And their ways were we couldn't understand them, and we had to get rid of them.
But they were humans. I'm talking about bugs. They're totally different.
They weren't treated differently. They were treated about the same.
Okay, pretend that the bugs in the movie looked exactly like humans, talked exactly like humans, but we referred to them as bugs.
That's a different story.
If they had a different language, you know,
that's all different.
It wouldn't have mattered though. We would have done them the same.
That's different. Like if we're just taking from the movie, if it's just bugs, then I agree with what the movie was trying to do. We got to eradicate the bugs.
Why?
Because the bugs will take over the world one day.
So we got to kill them before they kill us.
Bugs, not humans.
And that's why World War III is inevitable.
Not humans, because World War III involves humans.
But that attitude, we don't know shit about them, and I'm not gonna study them. Only thing I know is I'm scared of them, and they're gonna get to us first, and that's why we got to get to them first. We do that shit here on our own planet already, right? So yeah, we'll do it to aliens too. That's the point of the movie. The point of the movie is by the end of it, you should be looking at the bugs and be like, damn, they might have some culture, they might have something going on with them. What if we just didn't fuck with them? What about even the reporter is like, some people think that maybe a live and let live way is going to be the way we should deal with the bugs. Right. And Rico runs up behind him and says, I could eat bugs for breakfast. The only good bug is the dead bug. They bombed Buenos Aires and we're going to kill them all.
Yep.
That was fair. What he said. They
Yeah,
did
he's
that.
hype. He was hype.
Why did they bomb Buenos Aires?
But I did not know about the Mormon thing dropped on. So in that moment,
We were there first.
Yeah, but did we go drop in there? Was it exploration or was it more of like, hey,
We
I
went there to build a Mormon colony, and then we got into it with them. They were going there to build a colony.
You didn't tell me to build a colony.
The movie told
Yeah,
you.
the movie.
I missed that then. I didn't know they were trying to build a foundation in someone else's. I thought they accidentally landed on that planet and they were trying to get back home.
Brechtier says that there's been a phrase before in American history: the only good Indian is a dead Indian. The only good bug is a dead bug. They're drawing parallels to real life to show you that the way of thinking, it's the way of thinking that's bad.
A lot of people like myself are not going to see that because I didn't think of good, I never heard of a good Indian as a dead. So that's the problem with when you guys watch movies, you can sometimes maybe just take it as surface.
No. That's
this movie, you can take it as the service if you want, and you can come away with it with the only good bug is a dead bug.
My brain is
but then you talk about it a bit more, and we find out.
Look, I agree. If it's Fast and the Furious, I'm enjoying it for what it is. But literally any other movie, there's usually something to be enjoyed.
And a message is good to have a message. I agree with you in that.
Hold on. Toy Soldier and Chris Hauser both said something that I didn't know, and I'm gonna have to go back and recheck on this. They didn't even blow up the city. We did. The bombing in Buenos Aires is implied to be an inside job to push the war effort in the movie.
And now I'd have to watch.
I'm gonna have to rewatch back on that one.
To see that.
Y'all need to give me. All right, y'all need to cite your sources because that'd be
pretty fucked up.
That's a whole story.
It'd be believable though.
hold on.
I was thinking that they were doing some shit that would
Can I
be
read
to
one of
push that the military agenda basically, which made sense. The timing and all that.
It was good timing. It was really good timing. Oh, that's from movie number 2. Okay. First time chatter. Thank you. Also, Blow the pirate says.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
I agree with Pat. If they look like us, we'll definitely treat them better than the bugs. Look at how Europeans came to the Ukrainians' rescue, Mid-Eastern refugees. Yeah, 100%. You got that too. They would treat them different, but I also think that if they had a different language, if they looked exactly like people but they were purple and they had a different language, same deal still.
That's an alien. They're not a human. I'm talking about humans. We have humanity for humans.
Damn.
And
if we had more humanity for nature, we wouldn't have global warming. Shit, man. I'm just saying we can expand our bounds.
Dude, but see, then there's I guess I would never see an alien I will always see an alien as a threat because, and what I mean by alien, I'm thinking about galaxy aliens, far away aliens.
We should watch Arrival.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I'm always going to see them as a threat
District 9.
because they are highly more intelligent than us. And they have way more better capabilities. So for them, we are inferior to them. So it's easy for them to wipe us out.
But what if their goal is what if the alien ship that comes here are alien Jehovah Witnesses?
I doubt that because
why? Why?
We've been here for so long.
You're assuming their goal is to destroy.
do what you would do.
No. Here it is. We've been on this planet for so long. And these aliens could come to us anytime they want to say hi to us and get to know us, be our friends. But why on a specific day are they going to come? Because maybe it's to attack us.
Wait, when are they going to come at all? If they're going gonna
if they
come.
like, if we
If
like
it's
we've been
not gonna
around
be
for
a
so
specific-
long.
Whenever they come, it's gonna be a day.
Yeah, if we've been around here for so long, they should be coming here and being here like here
They have
since
to
day
come
one.
for the first
but
time.
But they've been here
event-
since day one.
What?
Right,
They have
so-
to come for the first time eventually.
Hey, actually,
And we've seen aliens since.
No,
then.
it's
There's
like
been
they
plenty of
have the
talk about
capability
it.
to see America whenever they want. There's so much light years ahead of us.
Pat,
so much more than America.
Pat, you might agree with this, and I'm gonna go back to the 3-body problem here. It's a fantastic. Like, the more I simmer with that book series, the better it gets. So there's a concept called the dark forest theory, right? And it insinuates that, okay, so we've explored space. We not explored space, but like we've been trying to study it, and we have not found a single source of any other intelligent life, right? The dark forest theory states that the universe is actually teeming with life, but no one is going to dare to try to make contact with each other because of what you're saying.
Because we're all scared that we'll
Because-
try to blow
because-
each other up.
Yeah, exactly. So like, there's a bunch of aliens out there, but they're not talking because of that mentality. Because as soon as there's contact, violence is probably going to be the first thing. Like,
Well,
It disrupts the entire world.
That's the best. It's like, hey, we're
and,
friendly.
and it's a really
Would you
good
believe it?
explanation to the Fermi paradox. I think.
Yeah, it's the Fermi paradox. Hell yeah,
dude.
I love it
Dude,
when we get here on these
woo,
podcasts.
Ooh, it's so good, dude. Yeah. So anyways, so I think that's kind of what you're because it says like the first rule of life is survival, and survival sometimes means violence. So it's a great concept. There's actually trillions of civilizations out there, but ain't nobody gonna talk to
And
each other.
so here's the one thing I want to add to that. Just like with people, right? We talked about how no one here knows how to build an airplane, but because we can work together, we can fly around the world and do these impossible things as a team, right? That's just with us. Just imagine that we took time to learn from the bugs. Who knows what we could learn from them? Who knows what they could learn from us? Who knows that we could make each other better? Same with the dark force thing, right? If there's trillions and trillions and trillions of worlds out there, we could all, I don't know what the fuck we would even work together to do at that point, but working together, just as a
Star
general
Trek.
concept, right? Anything. There's all these possibilities, and I think that bravery can come through making first contact and not choosing violence. But that's just that, because I do think the way that you think is the way a lot of people think. Think about how much money we put into the military already. Back to that exact same thing. We got to use those bombs for something.
I mean, but wouldn't you feel scared if a spaceship just landed?
I would. And I would
You
feel
would feel-
scared.
you would
and
feel
I would be
scared that
brave
they-
and work through that fear, and I wouldn't bring a gun to the problem. I'd be like, let's see what's going to happen.
Well,
But
I
they have.
I think I think I would bring a gun without the
They
intention
have
to use
weapons
it.
that we have never seen,
We don't know
heard
that,
of. They
though.
could do things with their finger. We don't know.
See, but that same kind of fear is literally why we go around the world killing motherfuckers, bro. Like, look, I understand that you bringing that to aliens, but like that same energy, that same thought process is why humans can blast the fuck out of each
It's
other.
why America is what it is and not filled with Native Americans like it should be.
It's why we don't have that's why the Canadians leave their doors unlocked and we won't dare fucking leave our doors unlocked down here.
Man, I just
Because
don't want to.
I'm afraid of them. What are they going to do to me? Anyway, the one thing I want to add is that I met Casper Van Dien once. He was in Indianapolis at PopCon.
Who's that?
The main actor, Johnny Rico.
Oh,
Johnny
yeah.
Rico.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, he's married to a princess or something?
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn, Rico was
Princess.
my nickname back in the day.
That boy lived the life.
Will you
of
tell
Aladdin.
people why your name was Rico?
Oh, so yeah, back in the day, from elementary school to middle school, my nickname was Rico, and there's only that nickname was only from like my bus people, like people you ride your bus with, and so. And I grew up with these people from like I said, from elementary to middle school, because like we all lived in the same area and we're all on the bus together. Anyways, they called me Rico. I always, like, the neighborhood friends always called me Rico, and I didn't know why they called me Rico until I asked them one time why Rico is my nickname, and it's because I'm brown.
I mean, that's what I thought.
He said you must be. As soon as he said that, Spidey said, oh, God. Oh, Casper Van Dien is Chrissy's father from Stranger Things. And he was married to a woman who was the daughter of a princess. The daughter of like a Yugoslavian princess or some shit here. Anyway,
That's an interesting
Nice.
kind of word
Yeah.
to say.
He got a
well,
punchable face.
stick around for the outro. We're going to do some raids. Thanks for hanging
raid.
out. And next week we are watching Set It Off.
Set it
Set it
off. Set it off.
Set it off. Oh, raid?
Raid.
Keep going. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, Spencer was doing the keep rolling thing, but I was
I didn't know what he did.
He
That was-
guys should keep talking for like.
Okay, yeah. We were just
That
gonna
was terrible
set it off.
charades, I feel like.
Set it off. That's what I thought you wanted.
I'm still gonna go finish the movie because
Thanks, Breck there.
I paid money for it. And
Should.
Yeah.
and it's a great movie.
Honestly, I was surprised.
It's a super good
Yeah,
movie.
it's a good movie.
Oh, the special effects hold up, especially if you just want an action popcorn flick, bro. It's there for that.
Yeah.
And
I
the
might
violence
watch the
is
second one.
crazy over the top.
Might fuck around and watch the second one.
So
I
the
think
second
because
one's
from
ass.
what you just explained, because Brie was saying she thought she'd seen the first one, but she doesn't think so now. And the way you just explained the second one, I think that's what she saw.
they're like,
All
bro,
right.
they just come down and just start to play. That's what got to me, and I didn't never want to see that shit again.
Sweet. All right, y'all. We'll see you later. Bye. Thanks for hanging out at the Talking Normies podcast. This episode brought to you by DiVaggio. Go buy yourself a jersey. Use hashtag the normies.
Yeah.
That was well done.
I like that song.
Oh, I was talking about your commercial. I think you did that, but.